Good morning, students, and welcome back again. Today we will see Judiciary Part 2. Okay, on the other day I told that the entire chapter is explained in one video only. But today I feel that I have to mention some of the points that is not actually explained in your textbook. So it will be helpful for you to get an overall idea about this judiciary. As you can see in the picture, this is the Supreme Court of India. Okay, so, the image of Supreme Court of India. It is situated at Delhi. So there is only one Supreme Court, and there are many high courts. For every state there are high courts, and it is not compulsory that every state must have, but some states they do share the one high court as well. So okay, Chandigarh, it doesn't have its own high court. So like that, okay, it is not necessary, because if the state is very small, then it's not necessary to have the its own high court. So it shares one high court. Same Andhra Pradesh and Telangana as well, and some of the northeastern states also, they do share the high court of other state, their neighboring state. Okay, so let's, on the other day I have asked you the question also. For that I didn't get answer, and I'm expecting still. I'm not asking the question also, so because you have to go through the video for that. So let's move on to the first slide, that is with regard to the qualification to become a judge. Now we are qualification. What are the basic qualification needed to become a judge? Now judge is different, lawyer is different. So just like a teacher is different, principal is different, the same thing is there. You know the difference. The same thing is here also. So what are the qualification? The candidate must possess a degree in law, that is LLB, and must have practiced as an advocate. Advocate means lawyer. And attorney. Attorney is also the same thing, is lawyer only. Or a pleader. Pleader means one who pleads. One who pleads, it's also similar to lawyer only. In the High Court or the courts of subordinate jurisdiction. Subordinate courts. It may be the district courts or the taluka courts. There they must they must have practiced as an advocate or as a lawyer, as a pleader. In a nutshell, we can say that all are same. So it's just one who practices the law is called as a attorney or a advocate or even a pleader. So then that comes under its jurisdiction. Then the qualification in this case is different for the Supreme Court. But the qualification to become the judge of a Supreme Court is different. This is for the High Court only. So High Courts and the District Court. So all the qualification to become the judge of a Supreme Court is different, High Court is different, and the District Court is different. So different qualification. Understood? Let's move on to the next topic. Very small, I am going to end it very soon. What is meant by impeachment? I already said that I will explain you later while discussing. So this is impeachment. That is, a judge can be removed on the grounds of, he can be removed because the judges are appointed by the government. They are not appointed by any private companies or organizations. First of all, they are government employees. A judge can be removed on the grounds of proved misbehavior. His misbehavior must have proven. It has to be proved. Then only he can be removed. Okay. Or incapacity, not capable, not able to handle the things. On these two grounds, a judge can be removed. Who can be removed? We have seen that a politician, he doesn't have the power. It's a very difficult process. So this process of impeachment. So what is that impeachment? So I say impeachment is an action against the judge and it needs to be raised in either of the houses of the parliament. So houses of parliament two, one is Rajya Sabha or the Lok Sabha. So if a particular judge, if he has to be removed on two reasons, if there is any misbehavior from his side, or if he is incapable, if he is proven incapable, and on those grounds they can think of, okay, this particular judge or cannot be fit for to be in the office. At that time he can be removed. But the process, what is this process is called impeachment. And what is required for that impeachment? That the motion it needs to be raised either in one of the houses of the parliament, either in Rajya Sabha or in the Lok Sabha. If the motion is admitted, is taken, is granted or accepted, then a 3-member committee is set up to investigate the allegation आरोप. So उसके बाद अगर if it is proven that okay, लोकसभा या राज्यसभा में कहीं पर भी उसके खिलाफ अगर ऐसा एक आवाज उठता है ना, ये पर्टिकुलर जज को रिमूव करना है, उसके बाद जो है एक 3-member कमिटी, एक 3-member का कमिटी बन जाता है एंड दे हैव टू इन्वेस्टिगेट द एलिगेशन. उनके ऊपर क्या क्या आरोप लगाया है उसका इन्वेस्टिगेट करते हैं. And if that investigation is proven, and at that time that particular judge can be removed. But it is a long process and normally ऐसा होता नहीं है. ये अभी प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ USA का हुआ था बीच में impeachment, but successful नहीं रहा. Then composition of High Court. We have studied about the composition of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. Similar way, High Court का composition क्या है? First point is composition. फर्स्ट वन में क्या है, एक तो चीफ जस्टिस इज मस्ट वन हु हियर्स द केस एंड फाइनली गिव्स हिज वर्डिक्ट. सो ही इज द चीफ जस्टिस एंड अदर जजेस आर द बेसिक एसेंशियल्स रिक्वायर्ड इन दैट पर्टिकुलर कोर्ट. चीफ जस्टिस होना चाहिए और अदर जजेस होना चाहिए. द नंबर इज डिसाइडेड अकॉर्डिंग टू द साइज ऑफ द स्टेट. एज आई टोल्ड यू, दिल्ली इज ए स्मॉल स्टेट. दिल्ली का तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट है ही. सो से फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक पर्टिकुलर बहुत छोटा सा स्टेट है, इफ द स्टेट इज वेरी स्मॉल, देन दिस नंबर ऑफ जजेस आर ऑल्सो वेरी लिमिटेड. येस, ऑफकोर्स चीफ जस्टिस इज रिक्वायर्ड, ही इज द मेन पर्सन, और उसके अलावा जो होता है इट मे बी द नंबर इज लिमिटेड. Then they are appointed by the president, and while in their appointment, president, he seeks the advice of the either the chief justice of Supreme Court or the other judges. We have seen this. And second point is qualification. I'm talking about the High Court. उसके लिए he should be the citizen of India and in judicial office for 10 years. Means in the law court he must serve in the law court at least for 10 years. And either he should be an advocate of High Court अगर गुजरात का गांधीनगर में High Court, so he should work as a, if he wanted to become, he must be nominated as a chief justice. तो उसके लिए उसका क्या क्या क्वालिफिकेशन होना चाहिए? He must be an advocate of High Court for 10 years or 2 or more courts of succession. More courts of succession means either the subordinate courts. Then retire on completing of 62 years and he is be removed by impeachment. I said the retirement age is 62 years for the judges of the High Court, not the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, the retirement age is 65 and here it's 62. So don't get confused with this. Okay. Now what is jurisdiction? Next one, we have already seen original jurisdiction and the appellate jurisdiction, and one more jurisdiction is that concurrent jurisdiction. No need to take much tension with regard to this. जुरिस्टिक्शन मतलब क्या है कि व्याप्ति बोलते हैं ना, व्याप्ति, ये मेरा जुरिस्टिक्शन में आता है. वी हैव ऑलरेडी स्टडीड इन क्लास 6 एंड क्लास 7. सो इफ अ केस इज रजिस्टर्ड, से फॉर एग्जांपल पुलिस केस, Then if a crime is committed in Garden City, I cannot go and complain in the where in city police station. If I go and complain over there, they will directly say that Garden City, it doesn't come under our jurisdiction. You better go and consult the GIDC police station. So that is jurisdiction. आपको पर्टिकुलर ये इतना है पावर, उसके इधर भी बियॉन्ड भी नहीं जा सकते हो और उसके पीछे भी नहीं जा रहा है. दैट इज योर जुरिस्डिक्शन. दैट इज देयर राइट, power or authority to administer justice by hearing and determining controversies. So just you have to see that is your area, limitations you have. So power, authority, control, such as he has jurisdiction. This is American soldiers in the area, different one. The extent of, I'm now coming to the last point, see the same third point, the extent or range of judicial, law enforcement or other authority, such as this case comes under the jurisdiction of local police. I said, okay, if there is any such crime happened, then you have to move to that particular state, that particular police station that comes under the, or I can say your jurisdiction, or you have to approach the police station where your area comes under their jurisdiction. The territory over which authority is exercised, such as all islands of northwest, are his jurisdiction. So that is different. Here with regard to the jurisdiction, I would like to say they have one original jurisdiction. It means that cases that start in the Supreme Court and regarding which the Supreme Court has exclusive jurisdiction. If the case begins in the Supreme Court, then Supreme Court has that jurisdiction. Other high court or the subordinate courts cannot interfere. तो कैसे can we approach directly to Supreme Court first? No. As a citizen, we have to move to the lower court, subordinate court. Then if we are not satisfied, then we have to move to the high court, then the Supreme Court, final. But there are some cases that wherein you directly appeal in the Supreme Court. Supreme Court में directly सुनवाई कर सकते हैं. कौन सा cases है? First case, center state dispute. If there is any dispute between center as well as the state. Say for example, I said कि central government is not in having good terms and condition with West Bengal. Always dispute with Mamata Banerjee as well as Narendra Modi ji, isn't it? So if there is any such type of case that central government as well as the state government के बीच में अगर कुछ झगड़ा होता है, कुछ विवाद चलता है, कुछ कंट्रोवर्सी चलता है, then this court, then the case is appealed to the Supreme Court, or it will be heard in the Supreme Court. Okay, center and state, one center state, central government and any of the state. Okay, and इसमें dispute between the government of India or one or more state वो भी शामिल है, government of India के और one or the more state. Dispute between the government of India and any one state or the state on one hand and other state on another hand. For example, central government, government of India on one side, plus उसको हेल्प करने के लिए गुजरात भी है. ओके, गुजरात सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट और गुजरात एक साथ है और ये खिलाफ है महाराष्ट्र के खिलाफ. So central government and the state government on one hand they are together and they are against on Maharashtra government. So if there is any such dispute, so already state और central साथ है और दूसरे state के साथ झगड़ा है, at that time that case must be heard in the Supreme Court. Then interstate dispute, so आपस में है तमिलनाडु गवर्नमेंट और कर्नाटका गवर्नमेंट में. कावेरी is a big Kaveri issue था. So very long time the case was resolved recently. Recently means again 5-6 years हो गया होगा, उससे भी ज़्यादा हो गया होगा maybe. So we used to have, when we are students, we used to have number of holidays. Ask me why? Because of always this dispute between Karnataka government as well as the Tamil Nadu government, and whenever that High Court or the Supreme Court gives verdict, either the Tamil government, the Tamil Nadu government, they were going in strike and मतलब Tamil Nadu बंद, या फिर अगर वो verdict कर्नाटक के खिलाफ है तो कर्नाटक people, they used to go for Karnataka Bandh. तो हमेशा ये कंट्रोवर्सी कितने साल तक हम स्कूलिंग शुरू किए, हमारा डिग्री कंप्लीट हुआ, ये तो कावेरी जल विवाद करके था उसका नाम। उसका जो वो डिस्प्यूट सॉल्व ही नहीं हुआ केस में। अल्टीमेटली द वर्डिक्ट वाज गिवन, नाउ नो मोर सच टाइप ऑफ इश्यू। क्या है, हमें प्रोपोर्शन, बिकॉज यू नो द रिवर कावेरी दैट ओरिजिनेट्स इन कर्नाटका, सो एंड इट फ्लोज टूवर्ड्स ईस्ट, सो तमिलनाडु में जाना चाहिए। तो कर्नाटक पीपल में क्या होता है कि दे मतलब थ्रू यू कैन से कंस्ट्रक्टिंग दिस डैम्स एंड ऑल, दे आर होल्डिंग द वाटर एंड प्रोपोर्शन जितना उसको मिलना चाहिए वो नहीं जाता था। एंड दिस पीपल दे वेर I means appealing the government or the Supreme Court for the justice, seeking the justice. Finally एक ये ultimate इसमें solution पे आ गए हैं। So okay, now no more such type of, the case is closed now. So वही है interstate dispute or interpretation of the constitution. Interpretation of the constitution means all cases where interpretation of the constitution is involved can be directly filed to the interpretation of the constitution. Constitution को पूरा बदलना है, so उसका statement को at that time, that if there is any such case, then that thing can be filed in the Supreme Court. Then dispute relating to fundamental right, as I told you, if there is any cases relating to the violation or denying of fundamental right can directly brought under the Supreme Court में हम जाके अपील कर सकते हैं. And to decide election dispute or president and vice president, if there is any election related disputes are there, then you can directly go, we can directly approach the Supreme Court. So this is the original jurisdiction. The same thing is mentioned here. And the dispute between Government of India on one state, Government of India and any state on one hand, and the state on the other hand, two or more state, that is interstate dispute, as I told you, Tamil Nadu government and Karnataka government. And the subject of matter का dispute क्या हो सकता है, any question, law or fact on which exercise existence or extent of legal right depends. So there is question also explain briefly the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. While writing you will better understand. Okay, so if it is possible, then I will try to cover all these topics in Zoom also. Otherwise, keep watching the video and keep writing, keep listening to your parents, and stay home, stay safe. Bye bye and have a nice time.